Hosts John McCure and Julia Fellow.
How about those Brewers?
Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, nice win for the Brewers. We are in the middle of a doubleheader right now. This hardly ever happens. So the Brewers played that day game. They win. They'll rest for a couple of hours. And then coming up here at 5 o'clock, the Brewers are back again here on WTMJ, looking to win 2 in the same day. That hardly ever happens because MLB doesn't like doubleheaders. So more Brewers baseball coming your way at 5 o'clock. We want to get to a big national story that everybody's talking about, and Ann Flaherty has been on top of this story since it broke. It's what happened with Donald Trump and his staff at Arlington National Cemetery. Ann, good afternoon. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, happy to be here.
Hey, can we start with some background? For people who don't know all the details, please walk us through what is alleged to have happened at Arlington that's at the center of this controversy.
Right. So on Monday, this is the anniversary, the third-year anniversary of the deadly explosion in Afghanistan when U.S. troops were being pulled out. A suicide bomber killed 183 people. 13 of them were U.S. service members. President Trump was invited to the graves of some of these fallen service members by their families, and they were going to hold a ceremony and raise awareness for this. A lot of the families still have questions about that attack and why it unfolded. President Trump was allowed to go. He was invited, and he was greenlit to bring along a photographer. And of course, he travels with media now because he's a presidential candidate. Well, you know, all of these cameras are allowed near the Tomb of the Unknown. That's a very public place. A lot of people know if you go to this cemetery. But it's back in Section 60. That is where recent fallen service members are buried. There are families there on a daily basis who are grieving lost loved ones. And that's where the cemetery says absolutely no cameras. You can't bring any cameras back there at all. The other hard and fast rule that they have is, look, you don't film campaign videos. You don't have campaign events on our cemetery, on any federal property, really, but certainly not on this hallowed ground of Arlington National Cemetery. Well, apparently a Arlington Cemetery employee tried to stop the campaign staffers from bringing in these cameras to Section 60. And according to the Army, this woman was pushed aside. They got into a little bit of a back and forth, and they overruled her. And then the campaign staff ignored her and went and filmed this video. And then the next day, they posted this campaign video on TikTok. The Army, of course, standing up for their employee, saying she was professional, she did the right thing, and she was unfairly attacked by the Trump campaign. So, you know, right now the Trump campaign having a conversation trying to defend their actions, that's not the conversation that they wanted to have. They wanted to be able to talk about this anniversary of Abbeygate in Afghanistan.
So unfairly attacked, and so they decided not to press charges. Did this get physical, Ann? Can you describe what the unfairly attacked means?
Well, you know, they said they unfairly attacked the employee and her professionalism. And what we've been able to deduce from sources is that there was this sort of, you know, kind of pushing, shoving. She was trying to physically block them from going back in 60 because, of course, it is against federal law to host a campaign event or to do any kind of politics on this national cemetery because it's hallowed ground. So she was trying to stop them from doing it, and she was pushed aside physically. Now, the Trump campaign, when we talked to them, they said, well, this person was mentally ill. They were clearly having a mental episode. There's no evidence of that. They said that they would release video proving their case. They haven't released video of that. But they do say, you know, look, we have every right to be here. We were invited by the families, and that was indeed true. But it is in violation of federal law to host campaign events, political events, instead of just hosting a ceremony that you can take photos and you can possibly use later in other campaign videos. But you cannot go back into that Section 60. That is a hard and fast rule.
So some of the families are coming out and saying, look, we think, I heard a Gold Star family interview today where the family said, we think the Trump people didn't do anything wrong because we invited him. But to clarify, even if you're invited, you're not allowed to film stuff that the very next day or that same day ends up in a campaign ad, right? Is there any gray area there?
Well, there's not. I mean, I think the hard and fast rule to know is that the families don't get to decide. You know, that certainly does soften the blow, I think, for the Trump campaign that they were invited by the families there. But, you know, we did speak with one of the families whose family member, the grave was shown. their video, and they had not given him permission. And that's the problem with going into a sensitive area like Section 60 is that, you're not just going to be on the grave of one family member. They are very close together, and you'd have to get permission up from the entire plot. So, and also we have this law that you don't get to use federal property to prop up politics. It's not the place for politics. That's not why taxpayer dollars go toward the Arlington National Cemetery. It goes toward being able to give a dignified resting place to these service members. So, there is a difference between the Gold Star families. It does seem to fall on politics. A lot of people are trying to bolster President Trump. I think the bottom line is they didn't really seem to care much. They really wanted to get this campaign video out there and to try to draw attention to the fiasco that was this pulling U.S. troops out of Afghanistan. But unfortunately, they did it in such a way that now the attention is on them and how they behaved within the cemetery.
And did the recently fallen soldiers' families that invited him, were they bringing Trump to their soldiers' graves? And that's Section 60?
They were, and that was the section where the employee said, no, you can go back there, but you can't bring your cameras because that's not where we bring cameras. We don't have, you could take a photograph while you're there as a citizen, but it was clearly a political event. He is a political candidate. And they said we're not going to allow that. And that is a rule that the Arlington Cemetery came up with. I've been there as a reporter as well. They're very, very strict on what you can see, what you can film. The Tomb of the Unknown and that ceremony, that is frequently made public. But back in that Section 60, it's just a very different deal. And again, it's just not up to the families because it's not just your family's grave that is present there. It's a lot of graves, and it's a lot of families on a daily basis going there to grieve loved ones.
ABC's Ann Flaherty. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
So on a recent honor flight, we go to Arlington National Cemetery every honor flight, and we go by Section 60. That's where people who have just died in Afghanistan and Iraq are buried. It's fresh. God. They're young families, sometimes with young children, are in that part of the cemetery. It's much different than if you're at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, across the street right there is where World War II veterans are buried and people who died in World War I. So they don't have active families still alive, still there actively mourning. You go to Section 60, this is raw. These are people who, maybe it's a 21-year-old kid who died 2 years ago and his grieving widow still comes there on his birthday. That's why they have these rules.
Wow. Have you seen actual funerals there in Section 60 while you were there?
I've never seen a funeral in Section 60, but we've seen funerals there while we're there. They still do like 8 funerals every single day in Arlington on average, and some of them are in that section. And we just need to be tender. Just follow the rules.
It's a very sensitive area.
It is. It is. It's 3:27 at WTMJ. Hey, let's check your money out on this Friday. It is Friday, right? Yeah, it is. What a great day for the markets. The NASDAQ up 197 points to end the week. The Dow up 228, another record high. And the S&P 500 up 56 points. That's what I'm talking about. The S&P ended a volatile August with its 4th straight winning month at the end of the day. Financial planning at every level. It's Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Do you wake up every day raring to go? Or do you dread waking up and worrying about if you're going to make payroll, how to pay your vendors, where to find customers, and how to collect the cash you are owed? Do you know how much cash you need to run your business? Are your books current and up to date to give you that information? If you answered no to any of these questions, we can help. We work with our clients to develop systems and procedures to improve their business and give them the information they need to know where their business is now and where it is going in the future. Where do you want to be in 1, 3, or 5 years? Out of debt? Retired? Not working 60 hours a week? Don't wait. Start on the path to less stress, more cash in your pocket, and no more sleepless nights. Visit nealgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we make house calls. Don't wait any longer. Visit nealgroup.net. That's N-E-A-L group.net.
Hey, it's a Family Fish Fry Friday. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Don't pay $16 or more. What are you, nuts? The Mind Chef restaurant fish fry is just $4.99. Seriously. The 3-piece dine-in fish fry, $4.99. $2 more, and it's all you can eat for $6.99. That's incredible value. It's the best Friday dining value anywhere. Sip on an old-fashioned to Manhattan, have a bourbon, a glass of wine, maybe an ice-cold beer with your $4.99 fish fry. But boom! That's incredible value. Menu starts at just $3.99 for the little kids, and they'll love that world-class game room. Quietly tucked inside the dining area. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive for your $4.99 Mine Shaft fish fry. Desserts at the Mine Shaft are buy one, get one free. Serving all day long. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford, just off Highway 41 in Oshkosh near EAA. It's a great place. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft. Visit MineShaftRestaurant.com and enjoy your $4.99 Friday fish fry. It's the Mine Shaft.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of a sleeper sofa called Revere.
What are you doing?
I'm talking about the Revere sleeper sofa from Penny Mustard.
You mean the new and improved Revere sleeper sofa?
It was already an awesome sofa sleeper.
Yeah, but now it's even awesomer.
The Revere is like having two sleepers in one sofa.
And this isn't your founding father's sleeper sofa.
Declare independence from painful bars in the middle of your back.
And enjoy a superbly supple mattress on a solid base.
The Revere's mattress is so thick and luxurious, you'll want to take a midnight ride shouting, "Comfort is coming, comfort is coming."
It's a real game changer.
I guess you could say the Revere sleeper sofa is...
Here it comes.
Revolutionary.
The Revere sleeper sofa, starting at just $109 a month, with only 1 penny down and no interest till September of 2027 through September 8th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Another MVP has joined the roster at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Ryan Stefanchak.
Board certified in sports medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation, Dr. Stefanchak specializes in non-operative treatment of the spine, chronic pain, all joints, all musculoskeletal problems, and more, emphasizing holistic care first, with a focus on diet, sleep, stress management, and social connections for a patient's well-being. At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference.
Quick question. How are you feeling in 2024? You're not alone if you're feeling stressed about your investment and retirement planning. There's inflation, market volatility, global unrest, and a presidential election that's going to have a huge impact on many levels. There's a lot going on, which might lead to anxiety and planning paralysis. How about this? Take control with help from Annex Wealth Management. Build a plan that matches up with you, your family, and your investment and retirement goals. Even better, Annex does it as a fee-only fiduciary with unbiased advice. We don't sell a thing. Annex offers financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth is a great fit for most, especially when approaching retirement. For those with high net worth and complex planning challenges, consider the Annex Private Client Experience. And if you're just starting out, Annex Ignite might be the right fit. Head to AnnexWealth.com, click the Get Started button. It only takes a couple of minutes. It's time to put things in order and lower the stress and anxiety. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management, AnnexWealth.com.
Two men and a junk truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomenandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
I'm John Mercure, your top story back in Milwaukee for Labor Day.
I'm Julia Fellow. Still no timeline for when student resource officers will return to MPS.
I'm Debbie Lozga. A few accidents out on the road already. 41 southbound, just south of Highway Q. 2 left lanes are blocked right now, so watch for the delays past that. Also, an accident on eastbound 94 at Moreland Road off on the left shoulder. Another one on 894 westbound. Just between 27th Street and Loomis, we've got an accident off on the right shoulder there. And then off the freeway, we have one on Highway 18 at Janicek Road. That has the right lane blocked on the eastbound side of Highway 18. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, decreasing clouds will feel less humid, a low of 60 degrees. Tomorrow, really nice pick day, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 83 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Democratic VP nominee Governor Tim Walz and his wife Gwen will be in Milwaukee on Labor Day. He's confirmed to deliver remarks at the Milwaukee Area Labor Council's Labor Fest 2024. This marks the first visit to the city for Walz since campaigning at Fiserv Forum alongside Kamala Harris during the DNC in Chicago.
After posting a public letter venting his frustrations with the entire community about reckless youth behavior, Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman now clarifying the police's position on the rules of engagement. Norman spoke with TMJ4 News.
We have to have the basic articulation to ensure that we are on solid ground, to ensure that we're engaging, we're not in violation of anyone's constitutional rights, or that we're not, again, in violation of our stop and frisk policy.
The chief reiterated the police's job to reinforce the law and that they still need the community support.
A murder trial involving the death of a 5-year-old boy from Milwaukee has been suspended. The court ruling 16-year-old Eric Mendoza must undergo a competency exam to stand trial in the death of Prince McCree. Mendoza's lawyer also removed the request for him to be tried in juvenile court. He'll be tried as an adult. Mendoza faces 6 charges connected to McCree's death after the child's body was found in a dumpster on the city's north side last October. A doctor's report is scheduled for an October 3rd return.
Drone technology finds a missing toddler in Fond du Lac County. Deputies respond to a call for a missing 3-year-old. This happened Sunday night. The parents last saw their child about 7:30 p.m. on Marshfield Road in Alto, which is just west of Waupun. They also thought their child wandered into a nearby cornfield, possibly. A drone operator with Fond du Lac Police scanned the area using thermal imaging cameras. They found that child later that evening uninjured.
A chance for Wisconsin businesses to work on a nationwide sporting event.
The NFL Draft Source program is looking for applicants ahead of the 2025 draft in Green Bay. Source lead for the NFL Draft, Maisha Boyce, tells Wisconsin's Midday News what kind of businesses they're looking for.
Everything from event production to security, traffic management, finance, legal, graphic design.
And the application process is competitive.
We're absolutely looking for event-ready businesses. This program is not meant to help people build their capacity to get ready. We're looking for the businesses that are ready to do business now.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brew Crew win their first game of the day against the Reds. Final score 5-4. Coverage of Game 2 of today's doubleheader starts at 5:05 right here on WTMJ. And we're a week away until the Packers open their season against the Eagles in Brazil.
Ooh, I like how you said that. That's very exotic. Say that again. How was that?
No.
Brazil. Ooh, that's nice. It's 3:37 at WTMJ. We'll be right back with a little bit of a story on a convention you maybe haven't heard a lot about in our neck of the woods.
November 21st, 2021. The Waukesha Christmas Parade attack. A holiday celebration turned deadly. Darrell Brooks drove his SUV into the Waukesha crowd, targeting as many people as possible. Brooks injured dozens and killed 6, including an 8-year-old child. It never should have happened. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend, but he was released on just $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals like Darrell Brooks, making it easier for these criminals to terrorize our communities. Call Senator Baldwin, 608-264-5338. Urge her to support S3919, the Keep Violent Criminals Off Our Streets Act. Because violent criminals belong behind bars. Paid for by One Nation, www.onenationamerica.org.
3:38, just a reminder, Brewers baseball is back at 5 o'clock. They could win 2 today. That's fun.
Yes, please.
Pretty cool. Meanwhile, a convention's being held in Milwaukee this week that could leave a larger economic impact than the RNC. WTMJ's Eric Bilstead has more from the Baird Center.
We're in one of the big convention halls here at the brand new Baird Center, and the place is bustling. It's full of event planners who are perusing rows and rows of possible venues.
The booths are all destinations, and the attendees who are coming to this we have over 1,000 meeting planners, and these are the people that are looking for destinations and facilities to bring their future events to.
Wisconsin Center District CEO Marty Brooks, he runs the Baird Center, and he's smiling today. More on that in a minute. So these event planners are everywhere, checking out possible venues, these sites, ideas for their clients.
So I have several companies. We do corporate events, and we do corporate events across the country. So I have a couple clients in mind that either want to do something where it's experiential, they want to do a corporate holiday party maybe, like a large one.
Nicole O'Leary works for We Crush Events. She's based out of Dallas, but originally from Milwaukee. A lot of these event planners here have clients who want to host something big and bold.
They have a lot of expectations, and they always want something new, and our company keeps the finger on the pulse. So we like to do like fun and different experiences, and this is a great place for all of these companies to be able to represent what they can do and bring to the table, and then we bring these ideas back to my team, and then I tell them what ones I think would go best for whatever client.
So that means every exhibitor here is looking to make a splash. What about it is impressive?
Well, let's start with the puppy booth to the right.
Yeah, you heard that right. Visit Reno brought dogs.
They have all these really cool things. Skateboarders back there. They have pickleball tournament. They have all these really cool visual effects. The food is amazing. They have drinks everywhere, and out of all those, the puppy booth by far is the best one.
Now you're gonna have to book them now. I gotta go to Reno.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for the puppies.
Visitors may remember the pups, but perhaps the largest exhibitor here will make the biggest impact. And that's the new Baird Center itself.
This center is gorgeous. We have had the best morale while we've been here because it's just such a fun convention center to be in.
Tinsley Conley's with Connect, the company organizing this event.
I have seen so many people from different destinations walk in and see these windows and go, oh my gosh, this is awful for us because this is going to bring so much business to Milwaukee instead of their destination.
So what do you mean by the windows? When someone hears that, what exactly is it about the windows that would make this space so great?
When you walk into most convention centers, you kind of feel like you're in a dungeon because there's no outside light coming in. So when you walk into this convention center, having floor-to-ceiling windows on the right side and just having that natural light come in, it's just increasing people's serotonin, making them happier, being able to see what time of day it is, what the weather looks like. It just changes the whole vibe in the center.
And it's just another reason why event planners like Nicole are impressed.
It's beautiful. It's great. It's clean. Well, this is amazing. I'm very impressed. Yes.
So you could see a place like this working.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. There's lots, and it's huge.
And hearing that is music to Marty Brooks's ears.
To be able to showcase our city coming off of the RNC, 4 years ago, a revised DNC, there's such a buzz about Milwaukee, the success of the Bucks. It's the timing and the stars have aligned, so we're at a good place at a good time.
At the Baird Center, Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
The Connect Marketplace Convention is expected to generate millions for the Milwaukee area, and Brooks tells WTMJ he expects long-term benefits from the exposure. This is what we were talking about with the RNC coming to town. It's not just political conventions. It's not just one big convention. It's multiple conventions at a time, which is so good for our city.
Oh, excellent. What a beautiful Baird Center.
Oh, my God. Isn't it stunning?
Amazing.
It's really a special space. It is 3:42 at WTMJ. So we have from the very beginning been following this story about police officers in MPS schools. They're supposed to be in there. There's a law that was passed that said you take the money you're getting from the state, Milwaukee, you need to put 25 officers in schools. Well, guess what? Month after month after month after month, I would need to say that 9 times because that's how long it's been, and there are still no officers in the schools. A lot of people are pretty upset and have a lot of questions. We had State Senator John Jagler yesterday. Coming up next, Representative Bob Donovan, longtime law and order guy who is pretty ticked off. That is straight ahead on WTMJ.
You've worked hard and planned for retirement, but how can you be sure you'll have financial independence so you can enjoy your retirement years? Let Creative Planning help with a free retirement review. We'll look at your retirement goals and see if you have the right returns and risk profile to get you there. And if you're already retired, what withdrawal strategy you should use and how to maximize your income in retirement. Request your free retirement review. This offer is only good till Monday at midnight. Go to creativeplanning.com/radio.
Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning, they are the real deal. Guthrie and Fry's in my house. My water is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry. The water in our shower, it's nice and soft. I've got their water softener. Their RO system, which means the filtered water we cook with, we drink, we give the dogs, is the best in the neighborhood. Better water makes a big difference. That's where Guthrie and Fry comes in. Quality products and services at a fair price from a local company you can trust all day long. I trust them. Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. Check them out. Fixed rental rates, comprehensive products, and budget conscious. It's Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice is Guthrie and Fry.
Adrian was seriously injured when a careless driver merged into her lane.
Gruber was there for everything that I needed. Any questions that I had, Gruber was there. They made me feel like everything about my situation and my accident was very important to them, and that made me feel good. And I would definitely call Gruber again for that.
Serving Wisconsin for over 35 years, Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
They go above and beyond for their clients.
September baseball is coming, and every Brewers game means even more this time of year. Get to American Family Field as the Crew takes on the Rockies September 6th through the 8th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. We have two big humps in this business, right before summer and right after fall. And for us, that's when the lines are the longest. Folks usually choose to do their exterior work during those times, and what I'm trying to do here with this message is level out the flow of business so that we don't have to disappoint anyone come November and December because they were hoping to get their work done before the snow flies. I understand where the focus is during summer, but you know what? It really is a great time to get signed up for your exterior work, like siding and windows, because that's when the lines are the shortest, and it's the one time that we're pretty sure we're not going to get any snow. So if you're looking to get your work done, why put it off? The lines are shorter and we'll be ready. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, call Semper Fi, because you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Traffic and weather. Let's get you where you need to get you to the weekend with Debbie Lazaga safely. Hey, Deb.
Hey, Julia. Southbound on 41, just south of Highway Q. We've got an accident with the two left lanes blocked. Delays stretching into Washington County there, so just be careful. Give yourself some extra time. We've also got a new one. This one is a broken down vehicle on 43 southbound right at Atkinson. The right lane is blocked with this, so watch out for those delays. They're stretching all the way back to about Bender Road. We've also got an accident on 94 eastbound at Moreland Road off on the left shoulder. Another one on 894 westbound just past 27th Street off on the right shoulder. And the other one off the freeway eastbound, Highway 18 at Janicek Road. Right lane blocked through there. That one's off the freeway. Otherwise, you'll see delays on westbound 94 from Highway 16 all the way to about Elmhurst Road. Closer into town, we've got delays from 76th Street through the Stadium interchange all the way to 35th. Westbound is going to be backed up from about 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Be your eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, clearing early, then mostly clear, low of 64. Saturday, pick day, sunny, warm, lower humidity, a high of 83. Sunday, sunny, breezy, cooler, a high of 74. Monday, sunny and cool, a high of 73. Tuesday, really nice, mostly sunny, a high of 75 degrees.
So when Milwaukee got the right to raise their taxes about a year ago, one of the conditions was that they had to hire 25 student resource officers and put them into schools. And they're supposed to do it by January 1st, 2024. I'm pretty good at calendars, and I'm pretty sure that it's a little ways after January 1st. And there's still no indication when officers will be in schools. Now, Milwaukee took the money. They said, oh, yeah, we're going to raise taxes. We're going to go for this. Yes, we agree. And then they decided to just ignore the part about the police officers. One of the guys who was instrumental in crafting this deal in the state legislature was Bob Donovan. He is one of our assemblymen, and he is with us this afternoon. Bob, good afternoon. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks, John. Happy to be with you.
What is going on with this? I mean, this seems like a blatant disregard of the law.
Well, it would appear that way. I am certainly disappointed, but not surprised, sadly, because we're dealing with MPS.
Yeah,
And, that's the problem. And I think it's simply indicative of further chaos and dysfunction at MPS on a variety of fronts. So that's one of the issues.
You said you're not surprised. With that said, should the legislation have been crafted with some teeth in it? There's no teeth in this. Nothing. What can be done now?
Well, in retrospect, you're probably right. It should have. We entered these negotiations in good faith. We sat down over a period of months, back and forth. Tempers were raised on occasion, and we arrived at this agreement. And it, in my opinion, is incumbent upon the mayor now to put pressure on MPS to comply.
So we had the mayor in a few months ago, and he was saying that if there are SROs, it would likely be looking a little bit different than what it was before 2020 when they unanimously decided the school board to not have SROs anymore. They would stay outside before and after school and things pop off. Was that what you were imagining?
No, not at all. My take on SROs is no different than the old-fashioned beat cop, the foot patrol officer. Instead of patrolling a neighborhood, they're patrolling a school. They get to know the students, and the students get to know them. And out of that, positive things can happen. Good police-community relations are developed. A wealth of information can be garnered from individuals who are concerned about their own safety, these students and teachers. And heaven forbid, also, if something were to go down of a real serious nature where a gun's involved, I think we would be very pleased to have a fully trained professional police officer armed in that school to address that kind of a situation. So I don't know what the mayor is talking about, but that was not the discussions that we had. SROs are in schools throughout the country, for Pete's sake. What is the problem with MPS? I don't know, but it is incumbent upon the local leaders in Milwaukee to start demanding more out of this school system because the status quo on a variety of fronts is not working.
Ooh, that's such a good point because if there is, a child that is, God forbid, hurt or killed in a lawsuit, that could be mentioned. That was law. That was written down in Act 12 in black and white. They didn't have it for my child to be protected. You know what I mean? So how do we fix that? Can we take away the sales tax or no? Or is that just, just...
Well, we're out of session now. I've had some discussions with the leadership in the assembly. They're concerned about it as well. It's certainly I intend on pursuing some kind of legislation that may attach some teeth to this Act 12. We've got to be able to insist that they comply with this agreement for the safety of our kids. And, people are telling me they're beginning to wonder if what's going on in some of the schools within MPS, they don't want to have outside eyes, these officers looking in. Isn't that a sad state of affairs, if indeed that is the case? Let's be upfront here. Let's comply with the state law and do the right thing and not drag your feet. Things that should have taken place, a year ago, that they're still sitting on their hands. I was told well over a year ago that by Police Chief Norman that they had officers ready to go into the schools then.
Bob Donovan with us on WTMJ. I don't understand the strategy because they are going to need to come back to you. MPS is going to come back to the legislature at some point probably sooner rather than later, and say we have a shortfall, or we need more funding, or we need to adjust the formula, or something. And aren't you going to remember that they broke their word and didn't follow the law in this example, in iteration, when they come back next time?
Well, certainly, I'm sure that's going to be the case. And yeah, the state of Wisconsin provides MPS with a great deal of money. And perhaps we need to look at holding back on some of that. And perhaps we need to be scrutinizing Act 12 even closer. It's my understanding that they're falling way behind in the number of police officers that are supposed to be on the force, or what they're supposed to be working towards, the number of in the 1700s. So, there are a number of issues here that I think need to be looked at a
Representative
little closer.
Donovan, one other thing is that the police chief, Jeffrey Norman, he sent out a letter talking about taking care of our youth and everything. And maybe, do you think he maybe left out the fact that SROs aren't in schools when it's supposed to be? And that maybe that could help?
Well, I reached out to the chief after reading his statement, and I totally agree. And I suggested, as I did to the mayor, that we perhaps get all the players together around the table. The mayor, the county executive, the sheriff, the police chief, the district attorney, the chief judge, the juvenile judges, and so on. And let's take a close look at the problems that we're having and what can be done, perhaps immediately, and then perhaps a little more long term. But something has got to occur. And, it just seems that there's just a lot of buck passing, and that's about it.
Hey, and just to clarify, we're almost out of time. MPS was not at the table, really, when Act 12 was negotiated, but the mayor was, right? Wasn't it the mayor, the county executive? They made these promises, and now they're nowhere to be heard on this issue.
That is correct. MPS, to the best of my knowledge, was not at those meetings. The mayor and the county executive and their staff and associates were.
He is Bob Donovan, Assemblyman. Bob, always good to catch up with you. Thank you for your perspective.
Oh, you bet, guys. Have a good weekend, huh?
Yes.
And a good holiday.
You too.
Yep, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Here's your business headlines on this Friday.
Duluth Trading Company says it is reigniting its retail store strategy with plans to target new stores opening in the second half of 2025. The Mount Horeb-based lifestyle brand says it has signed 2 letters of intent for new locations, but would not disclose where they would be. IndyCar returns to Milwaukee this weekend for the first time in 9 years. The 2-race event is expected to have an estimated $25 million economic impact on the area, according to the Milwaukee Mile. The Milwaukee Airport formally applies for federal funding that would allow it to build a new 2-gate terminal at the site of the long-closed Concourse E. The estimated cost for the project is around $80 million. I'm Drew Dawson with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Oak Creek Lions Fest returns Friday through Labor Day, and this year's lineup could be the hottest yet with 3 live music venues, family fun, games, carnival rides, the Oak Creek Lions Big Money $8,000 cash raffle, helicopter rides, and live local band favorites rockin' every day. Featuring great food with Friday's fish fry, Saturday's famous steak sandwiches, along with their ever-popular pork and beef sandwiches on Sunday and Monday. All 3 stages will be jamming great hits with the hottest in local live music from The Toys, Third Coast Blues Collective, Florit, Bella Kane, The Blues Disciples, Matt and Sadie, Mount Olive and Reverend Raven, and Westside Andy with the Chain-Smoking Altar Boys, along with a bunch of other great bands. Don't miss the 2024 Oak Creek Lions Fest, 2 miles east of I-94 and 3 blocks north of Ryan Road at 9327 South Shepherd Avenue. Free admission, free parking. Friday through Labor Day, it's Oak Creek Lions Fest. Find out more at oakcreeklions.com, oakcreeklions.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. How do you say welcome to your guests? Offer ice-cold adult drinks. Tell them to make themselves comfortable. How about before all of that, you say welcome with a new entry door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Say it with color. The possibilities are endless thanks to Pella's custom colors. Say it with class. Pella's premium doors stand out due to their distinguished craftsmanship. Say it with clarity. Choose from Pella's fiberglass doors, steel, wood, French patio, sliding patio, multi-slide patio. They've got a lot of cool options. Say it with confidence because Pella's products stand the test of time. The best wood warranty in the industry to prove it. Gina Della and her team, they've got a great deal going on right now. Now is the time to move to action with the company that I trust, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. 0% interest for up to 60 months. No money down, equal payments. 0% interest for 5 years. That's incredible. Hurry up. The offer ends at the end of the month, so you got to get on this right now. Do it with the best company in the business. It's Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. PellaWI.com. That's the website. Check it out. PellaWI.com.
The Labor Day sale is on at your local running store. Get savings store-wide on all your favorite home, farm, and outdoor gear for fall. Prepare for the hunt with a full line of decoys, ammo, and firearms. Get the jobs you need done with screws from Big Timber and Milwaukee Tools. Get 20% off on Carhartt denim pants and save on a full lineup of clothing and footwear. Pets are always welcome at Runnings. Get savings on the best foods from Nutrisource, Victor, and Hill Science Diet. Runnings now with 80 locations. Go to Runnings.com for a store near you.
Breathing triangle problems negatively affect your sleep, making it hard to be at your best. Balloon sinuplasty can help solve these problems so you can breathe well, sleep well, and live better.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic and weather sponsored by Two Men and a Junk Truck. Keep what you love. The rest of it, ditch it.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomenandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Today, the Brewers are in Cincinnati for a doubleheader against the Reds.
To short for one, on to first in time. A 1-4-6-3 double play turned by the Brewers.
Game 2 starts tonight at 5:05. This series is sponsored by Steinhoffel's Labor Day Sale on your home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4:01. I'm John Mercure. Your top story approving a third COVID vaccination.
I'm Julia Fellow. New details about West Nile deaths in our state.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Southbound 41, just south of Highway Q. We had that earlier accident that was blocking a couple of lanes. They were able to take it off the freeway. Those delays are working themselves out right now. We've got also northbound 41, right about at Mayfair Road, off on the left shoulder. Another crash there. Southbound on 43, broken down vehicles still blocking that right lane right at Keefe. Watch for big delays stretching all the way back to Bender Road. And then 894 westbound, still dealing with an accident on the right shoulder, just west of 27th Street. Overall, it's going to be backed up anyway because of the construction zone coming out of the Mitchell Interchange all the way to 68th Street. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, decreasing clouds, less humid, a low of 60. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 80 degrees. It's currently 79. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, U.S. regulators have just approved a third updated COVID-19 vaccine for this fall. CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula.
The latest vaccine, which is protein-based, is made by Novavax. Pfizer and Moderna are already shipping doses formulated to better match more recent strains of the ever-evolving viruses. Those vaccines can be given to children as young as 6 months old. The Novavax shots are for those over 12.
While most Americans have some degree of immunity from prior infections or vaccinations, or both, that protection does diminish.
New details about the cases of West Nile in Wisconsin. 3 cases have been reported in Northeast counties. A man in his 50s died in Brown County, and a man in his 70s died in Fond du Lac. Both became infected in July. That became national news. A woman in her 80s now from Outagamie County is hospitalized. Although rare, deaths do historically occur in our state. 2 people in Wisconsin died from the virus last year.
A planned downtown Milwaukee convention this fall has been called off. Organizers for the Wisconsin Comic Convention say the event planned for November 1st through the 3rd at the Baird Center has been postponed due to a combination of unforeseen circumstances, personnel changes, and external factors. The convention has been on hiatus since 2019. Anyone who had already purchased tickets for the 2024 convention will receive an email soon with information about their order. As for the future of the convention, organizers say they are unsure of when the event could return to downtown Milwaukee, if ever. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The Brewers' new seamless parking system is working. Yay! The system allows fans to pay on their phones after parking their car.
The team relaunched the new parking procedures outside AmFam Field this week. This after the system blitzed during the home opener back in April. And after 3 days,
it went really well.
President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger tells Wisconsin's Morning News, so far so good.
People are very excited because you don't have any lines getting into the parking lot, which was our number one complaint of our fans so far is the long lines to just get in and park, and now that's been eliminated.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Coming up, hitting the links during the holiday weekend.
And we have a top secret segment coming up at
Siding
4:08.
Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:04.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Does your home need a new defensive coach? Have wind, cold, or water breached? I recommend Siding Unlimited. Wind and cold get through your windows? Siding Unlimited fixes that. Water challenging your roof? Siding Unlimited fixes that too. Is the siding letting the elements through or just looking offensive? Fixing that is Siding Unlimited's first and continuing specialty. When weather's offense beats your home's defense, contact Siding Unlimited. Their name says siding, but they are so much more. Whatever the breach, put Siding Unlimited in. Their good work is on display at their unique outside-in showroom. They're waiting for you. What are you waiting for? SidingUnlimited.com.
HNTB, much like downtown Milwaukee, is on an accelerated growth track. Hi, I'm Ashley Booth, the Wisconsin office leader and a vice president of HNTB. The opportunities in downtown Milwaukee are endless, and it continues to be a tremendous location for retaining and attracting talent. I love working downtown, and so do all of our employees. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek. Have you been to the Hounds and Tap yet? In Menominee Falls, this state-of-the-art facility and the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. Grab a drink at the indoor-outdoor tavern, let your dogs hang out. You can even book professional grooming services, from pedicures to full spa treatments. Every day is a play day at the Hounds and Tap. Hang out with your dog and others, or drop your dog off for doggy daycare or doggy boarding services. Check out thehoundsandtap.com. That's thehoundsandtap.com.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:06.
Lots of Americans spending the last unofficial weekend of summer on a golf course. But which course is the best in our country?
A new ranking puts Scottsdale, Arizona on top for best cities for a golf vacation. The list from the golf apparel brand Galvin Green ranks Scottsdale number one for its 53 golf courses, little rainfall, and moderate average temperature. Las Vegas comes in second with 39 golf courses, nearly 70% of them public. Rounding out the top five, Savannah, Georgia, Tucson, Arizona, and Cincinnati. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers win the first game of the day against the Reds with a final score of 5-4. Coverage of Game 2 of today's doubleheader starts at 5:05 right here on WTMJ. The Wisconsin Badgers begin the regular season tonight against Western Michigan at Camp Randall. Kickoff is at 8, and we're 1 week until the Packers open their season against the Eagles in Brazil.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:07.
Sponsored by Grandview Homes, the name you know, the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
Why trust Grandview Homes to buy your home? It's simple. We're here for you to make the home selling process fast, easy, and stress-free, even if your home is less than perfect. With thousands of homes bought and sold since 2009, our experience speaks volumes. At Grandview Homes, our management team has decades of expertise in direct home buying. ensuring a smooth process from start to finish. You will never feel pressured, and our offer doesn't expire. It's good as long as the market remains the same. Close in as little as 10 days and leave the mess and the stress to us. No real estate agents, no repairs, no cleanouts needed. At Grandview Homes, we live and work in your neighborhoods. Our reputation is built on 15 years treating sellers with the dignity and respect they deserve. Trust Grandview Homes' legacy of satisfied sellers and our A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. So a little peek behind the curtain. We do a lot of shows on this radio station. We begin in the morning with Wisconsin's morning news. Then we do boom, 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 a bunch of shows. We have what's called rundowns in our computer system. So we list on the rundown what each of our shows are doing. And we're really competitive in the building. We all want the best content, the best interviews, and we don't want to steal each other's stuff. So yesterday, on the rundown for today, we put for 409 secret segments because you and I had an idea and uncovered some information that we didn't want Jeff Sherman, Kristen Bry, Greg Matzik, Vetrano to steal. Yes. So here's the story. We've got some of the deets on Giannis's marriage. His wedding is taking place this weekend, beginning today. It's a 3-day celebration.
Is this confirmed?
Luxurious. It's confirmed by news outlets in Greece.
That's right. That's what we saw.
In a luxurious resort area. So here's, follow us. We've been putting together all the pieces. This is how we know that it's happening this weekend. Haley Lopez, that's the wife of Buck Center Brooke Lopez, posted images to her Instagram account of herself in Greece yesterday. Dun, 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 dun.
Mm-hmm.
And he's invited all his teammates.
There you go.
Alex Lazary, former Bucks executive who's close to Giannis, posted pictures on his Instagram of he and his wife in Greece.
Oh, it's happening.
Dun, 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 dun. Fashion designer George Papagamagris, they got the coolest names, posted an image of Antetokounmpo inside his shop getting fitted for a suit.
Oh.
Uh-huh. So what do we know about the ceremonies? It's going to be 3 days. Today, a hybrid ceremony on the Greek beach will reportedly be a commitment to spending the rest of their lives together. It's not going to be religious. That's today. 200 guests are expected, including LeBron James, the basketball player, Serena Williams, Mbappe, who many say is the best and highest paid soccer player in the world. Yes.
Go ahead. Keep talking. I just want to give you.
Day 2. Tomorrow will be a wedding ceremony with Nigerian references. The formal wedding ceremony, we've discovered, will take place on Sunday. The weekend menu is a mix of American and traditional Greek cuisine.
Oh, my gosh. Could you imagine the Greece wedding? The beautiful setting?
Yeah. They've been together for a decade. Did you realize that? He and Mariah have been together for a decade.
I want to go.
Peter Fagan, El Presidente of the Bucks. Yeah, he's going to be there. And guests are going to be asked to not bring their mobile phones to the event. And if they do, they're going to have to check their phones.
Sorry, it's overpowering what you're saying.
I like it. The Antetokounmpos say they want people to be in the moment, so you're going to have to check your phone at the event.
Oh, do you think the children are going to be ring bearers?
I hope so. Wouldn't that be cute?
Oh.
So Mariah, the bride-to-be, just got done with her bachelorette party on Mykonos Island, partying with close friends. That was her little bachelorette party. And Giannis has reportedly been in Greece for days, along with family and friends. A few days ago, he was spotted on the island of Mykonos enjoying a night out.
There's also really big names, John.
Really big.
Like
LeBron. Don't get much bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
All his teammates from the Bucks.
The presence.
Yeah, the prime minister of Greece is expected to be at the wedding.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I love that.
So you heard it here first.
That's right.
We've got the scoop, and the other shows didn't have it because we had secret segment on the rundown.
It's happening this weekend.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall?
Oh,
how cool would that be?
It's going to be gorgeous.
To be at Giannis's wedding. That'd be sweet.
I can't wait to see the spread.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the pictures. Like, are they going to sell the pictures to, like, People Magazine or somewhere where we see the pictures? We got to see the pictures.
Oh, Greece definitely will want those pictures.
Oh, my God, for sure. The event of the year. It is 4:13 at WTMJ. Debbie's got your roads on this Friday up next.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Hey, John Mercure here for Town Bank. All right, so it's just by coincidence I had some big bills, and I needed littler bills because I'm going out of town. I wanted stuff for change. So I went into Town Bank, just like, hey, can I get some 5s and some 10s and some singles? At Town Bank, they're so easy to work with. They take great care of you. It's a great vibe when you're in there. Dan and Matt and Big Tony take big-time care of you when you're in my Town Bank of Menominee Falls. They've got folks like that at every Town Bank location. If you feel like your bank is making things harder for you or not really giving a damn how things are going, you need to switch it up. You need to get out of there. Maybe they don't even know you. Check out Town Bank. They take a different approach, whether you need unique banking solutions, whether you're looking for a mortgage for a new house, or help planning your financial future. At Town Bank, you've got local experts ready to lend a hand. Town Bank's got a huge infrastructure. They've got the best customer service, both in person and online. They're part of the Wintrust family of community banks. Start banking where you matter. It's Town Bank. For more information, go to townbank.us. Different approach, better results. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It's Town Bank.
Hi, it's Rose Gray from Fox World Travel, inviting you on an unforgettable 2025 bucket list adventure. We're guiding groups of local travelers to some of the world's top exotic destinations, including Australia and New Zealand, the Galapagos Islands, Costa Rica, Peru, Morocco, Turkey, Egypt, and Kenya. Our award-winning experts crafted group tours with Insight Vacations, Globus, and African Travel for your peace of mind. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Let's explore the world together.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Be our eyes on the road. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Lazaga, how's that ride rolling?
A little sticky depending on where you are. Northbound 41, just past Mayfair Road, we've got the left lane blocked with a crash. Now that's starting to slow things down all the way back to Blue Mound Road. Eastbound Capitol Drive at 128th Street, we do have the right lane blocked there as well with another crash. A broken down vehicle still causing some headaches on southbound 43 right about at Keefe. That is blocking the right lane, so big delays stretching all the way back to about Good Hope Road. Then we've also got that other accident, westbound 894, just west of 27th Street off on the right shoulder. By the way, we do have delays on westbound 94, west of Highway 16 all the way to Elmhurst Road, and then eastbound's backed up right through the stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, clearing early, a low of 64 degrees. A little bit of a northwest wind tonight. Tomorrow, sunny, warm, lower humidity, high of 83. On Sunday, sunny, breezy, 74. On Monday, sunny, cool, 73. On Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 75 degrees. In Milwaukee right now, pretty pleasant, some cloud cover, and 79 degrees. In case you missed it, including a crazy story from Egypt, that's coming your way in just a few minutes. But first, it's time to recognize an everyday hero. Here's WTMJ's Eric Bilstead.
Wisconsin's Morning News identifies an everyday hero as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Spain. Felipe Sousa, a painter. He was finishing a job in an apartment when he heard screams outside. The Guardian says he glanced out the window of the second-floor apartment and saw a crowd of people on the street below gathering. The people were frantically pointing to the balcony next to where Sousa was working. He looked and he saw a little boy hanging on the wrong side of the balcony. The crowd was yelling for that boy to climb back over, but the boy was frozen in fear. He was 6 years old. His parents were napping. They were from France and in town at a VRBO. So Sousa climbed on the outside of the balcony and slowly inched his way over to the kid. Video shows him calmly grabbing the child's shirt, guiding him back over the railing before climbing over himself. The boy's parents, shocked that this had happened and super embarrassed, so thankful of Sousa, asked if he would do it again. Sousa says, of course. He'd do it 50 times over if he had to. He's a parent himself, he said. All he could think of was wanting to save that child. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Such a nice feature. I love that he focuses on somebody who does something really good.
Excellent.
It is 4:19 at WTMJ.
Buying a home should be a joy, but could you imagine doing this without a realtor? Paperwork, inspections, appraisals, deadlines, showings, market research? Or you could relax. Or understanding legal documents, negotiating offers, coordinating inspections, securing finance. Oh, sorry. A realtor can take the stress out of the home buying process. See how at wra.org/a-realtor-can. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Realtors Association.
Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Volatility, inflation that's not going away as fast as we want, global unrest, and a presidential race that's getting wilder by the day. That's why it's time to have a strong partner. You'll get that with the teams that I work with at Annex Wealth Management. You and your family deserve an investment and retirement plan that's well-crafted, efficient, and focused on your goals. Annex works to help you get the retirement you deserve. Annex is a fiduciary all of the time, not just some of the time. They're required to operate in your best interest always. They don't sell a thing. That means no commission products. Their job is to provide excellence when it comes to investment and retirement planning, along with tax and estate planning. You know how they make their money? They make your funds grow. When you grow and you make money, that's when Annex makes money. Annex is a local independent firm with a focus on helping you achieve the retirement that you desire. Start the conversation with Annex. It only takes a couple of minutes. It's easy. Do what we did years ago. Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. That's Annex Wealth Management locations throughout southeast Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Florida, or as close as your computer. Know the difference with Annex.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Plus free home delivery on select smart beds when you add any base. Ends Labor Day. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
As fall approaches, you have a lot to prepare for. Back to school, sporting events, family gatherings, and staying on top of your health. The virus that causes COVID-19 continues to evolve. So this fall, no matter what you're prepping for, you can prioritize your family's health and make a game plan for COVID-19 vaccination. Ask your doctor or pharmacist to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Heiser's end of summer sizzling savings event, and these deals are hot. Save big on sleek sedans, powerful SUVs, and rugged trucks. Perfect for epic weekend getaways, road trips, or just cruising around town. Customers are our top priority. We're all about giving you the best car buying experience ever. And with our exclusive Safe and Sound program, have peace of mind for the whole family. So what are you waiting for? Stop in or shop online today. At Heiser, today's your day.
Yes. Let's go. On Fridays, we'd like to do this little segment where we dive into some stories maybe you haven't heard a lot about. We call the segment
In Case You Missed It.
All right. This is from Haifa, Israel.
Hello.
Thank you very much. Here's what happened. A family went there with their little kid. This is a museum that has a lot of ancient artifacts, including some that are 3,000 years old. So they're at the museum, a guy with his little boy. The little boy's 4 years old. The little boy is walking around. The dad's in a different part of the room with some of the artifacts. Suddenly a big crash. There's a big crash. But boom, an ancient jar falls onto the floor and smashes into pieces. A police officer, a security guard, I should say, is right there. It's laying in pieces. The father's dad says his son pulled the jar slightly because he was curious about what was inside the jar, causing it to fall. The dad says, I was in shock. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I thought it had to not actually be the case, but it was. The vessel, which is from 1500 BC, predates the time of King David and King Solomon.
Oh, my gosh.
Was in pieces on the floor. It was used to transport wine and olive oil. The museum ended up feeling so terrible that they said, we'll get it fixed. We'll hire a curator. We'll do the best we can to put it back together. And little boy, we'd like you to come back with your parents to the museum for a private visit once it's restored and back on display.
That's so sweet.
Did you see that museum really likes to have it open, like
They
no
do.
glass?
They have no glass in any of the exhibits. They want people to be able to touch it, but probably not break it. You know those signs you see all the time in museums and shops that say you break it, you buy it?
Mm-hmm. I thought the same thing.
In case you missed it.
Okay, this might be a pretty woman moment for a woman who told Chinese media she was mistreated at a high-end store, Louis Vuitton, and made the staff who treated her poorly pay for it, literally. Reports show, apart from ignoring her, she requested a drink. She also wanted to see new bags from this season, but she got rolling of the eyes, not the rolling of the eyes.
That's not good. Don't do that.
And they did not give her anything. Nothing new, no new dresses, wanted to show her last season's stuff. The woman added she was ignored when she tried to call the headquarters to tell them about the situation. So she went back and she bought a $113,000 bag.
Whoa.
And came in with cash and coins. And then she says, quote, after they finished it, I just took away my money and left. She decided to go back.
Big mistake. Big. Huge. I have to go shopping now.
Total
Pretty
pretty
woman.
woman moment.
Absolutely.
So they paid. They had to count the coins, and
Yeah, and then
hilarious.
at the end she goes, "Oh no, never mind. I don't
Never
want
mind.
it."
Change my mind.
In case you missed it.
All right, John, I know that you like your cocktails, right?
I do. Cocktail Friday today.
What is the oldest drink you've ever had?
Oh boy.
Like a 12-year-old Scotch, 24-year-old?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yes.
How about 328 years old?
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
There is a bottle of cognac belonging to a collector in the Netherlands, dubbed officially the world's oldest at 328 years old. It was first distilled in 1696. And only 3 other bottles have been known to exist that previously were believed to be the oldest, from 1762.
Whoa.
Those went by Sotheby's for $146,000 in 2020.
Is it still good?
I would imagine it is, because apparently it's sealed. So if it's sealed, it's probably okay, because, distilled, it's alcohol, it's probably... I don't know if they would let anybody taste it, though, if you think about it. It's like got a gold filigree covered bottle. I don't know if anybody would break it open, really. Although, knowing me, I'd probably just grab it, pop the thing, and start glug, 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 glug.
Wow. That is...
$146,000. That's crazy.
That's a lot of cash right
That's
there.
more than that Louis Vuitton bag.
Yeah, it is.
You got that right. It is 426 at WTMJ. Let's check those markets. Pretty good way to end the week. The S&P ends a volatile August, up and down, with its 4th straight winning month at the end of the day. The Dow with another record high today. Yeah, pretty good day. The Dow was up 228 points. That's 0.5%. It's at 41,563 right now. The NASDAQ was up more than 1%, 197 points. It's at 17,714. And the S&P was also up 1%. That's 56 points on the day. It's now over 5,600. It's at 5,648. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at AnnexWealth.com. It's Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. I'm John Merck here, excited to be joined by my friend Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Sarah, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, Third Eye Blind coming to Potawatomi Amplified. But before we get into Third Eye Blind, tell us about Potawatomi Amplified.
Yeah, so Potawatomi Amplified is our outdoor summer concert series that we have over at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We started the series off with Snoop Dogg back in May. Then we had Tejano Fest in July. And now we're rounding out the summer with Third Eye Blind.
It's so fun because everybody seems to know their songs, nostalgia of the 90s and 2000s. This is cool.
Absolutely. And there's no other band that has the same style of music. It's rock, but super catchy, and it's a little bit indie rock even. And did you know that they recorded 5 best-selling albums?
Whoa, Semi-Charmed Life, Jumper, so many others. When can we see them at Potawatomi Amplified?
You can see them Labor Day weekend. So this Saturday, August 31st, come out and enjoy the show.
It's going to be a great show. How do people get tickets?
Tickets are available online, or come on out to the show and get your tickets at Will Call.
I love there's always new stuff happening at Potawatomi. What else is going on out there now?
Exactly. We have new promotions and new renovations even going on for our guests. For example, our new casino floor renovations just opened up on the first level. The space looks so modern and elegant, and it's right next to our new sports book that opened up this past May.
And I can't wait to watch Green Bay win on that big LED this season. You got to check that out.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, don't forget there's more than just a 2,000 square foot LED screen. There's a full bar, an amazing restaurant, and you can also place bets while you're there for the sports that you're watching. So build them on the website before you come in, or place live bets as you watch the game.
PaysBig.com, that's the website. Sarah Neubauer at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thanks.
Traffic is sponsored by Lynch McQuanago, the place you want to go. Lynch McQuanago.
Chevrolets, Fords, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Rams. All in one location. The place you want to go, Lynch McQuanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story. We now know how a Green Bay inmate died.
I'm Julia Fellow. A missing toddler found thanks to this.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. On southbound 43, broken down vehicle still stuck in that right lane right at the Atkinson-Keefe area. You're going to see some big delays all the way back to Good Hope Road. We've also got 894 westbound still with this accident on the right shoulder just west of 27th Street. Another accident northbound on 41 just about at Mayfair Road. Left lane blocked there. Delays all the way back to the zoo. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, decreasing clouds, less humid, a low of 60. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and warm. Pick day, so nice, a high of 83 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the cause of death is strangulation. That was the finding of the Brown County Medical Examiner in the death of 19-year-old inmate Micah Laureano at the Green Bay Correctional Institution. The sheriff's office is investigating his death as a homicide, with his cellmate, 24-year-old Jackson Vogel, as the primary suspect. Laureano and Vogel had occupied the same cell for only a few hours before the incident. Formal charges are expected next week.
Drone technology finds a missing toddler. This happened in Fond du Lac County. Deputies responded for a call of a missing 3-year-old. This happened Sunday night. Parents saw a child around 7:30 p.m. on Marshfield Road in Alto, just west of Waupun. They thought their child had wandered into a nearby cornfield, so a drone operator with a police department scanned the area and used thermal imaging to find the child later that evening uninjured.
Is Milwaukee Public Schools working on placing 25 school resource officers in the buildings? That's the question after the district missed a January 1st deadline for implementation as part of Act 12. During last night's school board meeting, Acting Superintendent Eduardo Galvan says the district submitted a draft memorandum on understanding. The MOU was submitted by the city attorney's office last week, and MPS is awaiting the office's review before it can proceed further. As for the timeline,
specific implementation date at this time, I can confirm that several meetings have been scheduled in the coming weeks. These meetings will focus on advancing discussions related to cost and the overall implementation process.
In the legislation, state lawmakers did not outline consequences for missing the deadline.
One thing is clear, regardless of if they're working on it or whatever, they're not going to be in place. Those officers will not be in there at the start of the school year. You know, the jobs haven't been posted. They wouldn't even know where they would go.
That's State Senator John Jackler, chair of the State of Wisconsin Education Committee and one of the legislators that pushed for the return of school resource officers to Milwaukee Public Schools. He told John and I his reasoning for wanting officers in schools.
The number one reason that families give why they leave MPS and go to the school choice program, it's not even close, is safety.
Classes with MPS start up after Labor Day, and coming up at 4:45, we talked to Representative Bob Donovan about this very issue, and he also has some extensive knowledge of this, spending decades with the Milwaukee Common Council.
A murder trial involving the death of a 5-year-old boy from Milwaukee has been suspended. The court ruling 16-year-old Eric Mendoza must undergo a competency exam to stand trial in the death of Prince McCree. Mendoza's lawyer also removed the request for him to be tried in juvenile court. He'll be tried as an adult. Mendoza faces 6 charges connected to McCree's death after the child's body was found in a dumpster on the city's north side in October. A doctor's report is scheduled for an October 3rd return.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office intends to stop using overtime to add bailiffs into county courtrooms. The Journal-Sentinel reports that would go into effect on September 8th. Chief Judge Carl Ashley says the changes could mean criminal felony courts would have just 1 bailiff instead of 2, and family court could go from 1 bailiff to none.
The Transportation Security Administration is gearing up for what could be the busiest travel weekend of the year so far.
The top 10 busiest travel days that the agency has seen in its history have all occurred this year since May of 2024. The agency reaching a new milestone on July 7th of this summer when the TSA officers screened more than 3 million people in one single day.
That was News Nation's Alicia Nieves, who says lower prices have helped lead the surge in travel this year.
A chance for Wisconsin businesses to work on a nationwide sporting event.
The NFL Draft Source program is looking for applicants ahead of the 2025 draft in Green Bay. Source lead for the NFL Draft, Maisha Boyce, tells Wisconsin's Midday News what kind of businesses they're looking for.
Everything from event production to security, traffic management, finance, legal, graphic design.
And the application process is competitive.
We're absolutely looking for event-ready businesses. This program is not meant to help people build their capacity to get ready. We're looking for the businesses that are ready to do business now.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers win the first game of the day against the Reds. Final score 5-4. They can go for a sweep of the doubleheader, with coverage starting at 5:05 right here on WTMJ. The Badgers begin the regular season tonight against the Western Michigan team at Camp Randall. Kickoff is at 8, and we're 1 week from the Packers opening their season against the Eagles in Brazil.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
Outdoor living is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. Well, there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Get started right away. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited now. Get your yard project onto Outdoor Living Unlimited's calendar while there's still openings. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
HNTB, much like downtown Milwaukee, is on an accelerated growth track. Hi, I'm Ashley Booth, the Wisconsin office leader and a vice president of HNTB. The opportunities in downtown Milwaukee are endless, and it continues to be a tremendous location for retaining and attracting talent. I love working downtown, and so do all of our employees. Experience it for yourself. Go to MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Jessel's bumps make me want to hum and sing and dance.
I know. It's like the 80s. Excellent.
That was terrible. I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody. I really apologize.
My ears.
Didn't mean to ruin your Friday. Yeah. Next time I'll warn you to take your headset off.
Okay.
Hey, cranking up the heat across Wisconsin, making a mark on the AmFam scoreboard, presidential paths across the Badger State, and more. It is the Week in Review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back. Can you hear
hear that music?
It's like a sauna in here.
Excessive heat returns to southeast Wisconsin today.
The feel-like temperature could hit 110 in some areas.
We didn't bring water today. We probably should have.
My pitch to the employers out there, make sure you're lessening the workload.
It's 462 degrees in Milwaukee at 11:08.
I don't like that they mess around with the weather there. It's very serious.
Okay.
Like they did that on WTMJ.
Guys my age, we don't understand it. We didn't drink water except out of the hose some hot summer days. That was it.
Shining lights at residences, ringing doorbells, and blasting air horns. Those are among the list of behaviors that Sauk County Sheriff's Office says 9 juveniles have been issued citations for. Some of them are members of the Reedsburg High School football team.
We're in one of the big convention halls here at the brand new Baird Center. It's full of event planners who are perusing rows and rows of possible venues.
The booths are all destinations. These are the people that are looking for destinations and facilities to bring their future events to.
Being able to see what time of day it is, what the weather looks like, it just changes the whole vibe in the center.
There have been rumors over the years about some wild proposal to merge MPS and Wauwatosa schools.
The legal opinion that we received was that it can't.
Michael Hensel, special agent in charge of the FBI's Milwaukee office, says they kept our city safe through the RNC with a mix of intelligence gathering.
We can't do our job without the public.
And tactical teams on the ready.
Extra SWAT teams, our hostage rescue team, just in case we needed that. Thankfully, we didn't.
Thank God for that!
Police in Pleasant Prairie are now reopening the investigation into the death of a man that has been identified as Ronald Lewis Dodge.
I am humbled to have the honor of giving Ronald his name back.
We've got a limited amount of information that we're starting off with here.
Drilled into deep left center field, high, majestic, way up, and out. Home run, Jackson Churio, a 2-run blast. He clobbered the longest home run of the season for any Brewer, 449 feet.
Really liked what the crew did there at AmFam last night. Not even talking about the guys on the field. I'm talking about the ones up in the booth there, putting the 11 on the scoreboard to mark where Jackson Churio had hit the board the day earlier.
Yeah, we had an intern actually climb up there and put that up there for us. So
he's a go-getter. Who's he? My intern from NYU.
I see a text from Julia, and you were so excited. It was a video. You're like, you need to look at this. And it was the Milverine.
I know. There's some incredible things in our city, like the bronze fawns, right? And the Calatrava.
You're going to compare the Milverine to the Calatrava.
Where do you know me from?
WTMJ Channel 4. Now she's on the radio. WTMJ Radio 620.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay, guys, take care and goodbye.
Breaking news into our newsroom. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is confirming 2 Wisconsinites have died and another has been hospitalized due to West Nile virus.
Thank you all. It is great to be in De Pere, Wisconsin. Thank you. We are the American people, and our candidate is Donald J. Trump. Let's get him across the finish line, and let's do it together.
Former president and current Republican nominee Donald Trump is set to appear in La Crosse on Thursday.
For people that are using IVF, government is going to pay for it, or we're going to get or mandate your insurance company to pay for it.
Kamala Harris, in her first in-depth interview since entering this race, insisting her values have not changed since her last run for the White House.
As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
What are we, gay?
Are you stimulated? Take care and goodbye.
Oh my God, there he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
All right, the Weekend Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. How about this? This is kind of cool. So it's been spoken in Wisconsin for 1,000 years. The Ojibwe language, wow. It's a Native American language. It's making its way onto the big screen this weekend here in our state. The original Star Wars Episode 4, that's one called A New Hope, released in 1977, has been dubbed entirely into the Ojibwe language and is being shown in Marcus Theaters. You want to hear what some of this sounds like?
Yes.
This is kind of cool.
Please.
It's kind of fun. So it's Ojibwe. It's being shown at 4 Marcus Theater locations in Wisconsin, including the closest one here is in New Berlin. Screenings start today and will run through Thursday. And they'll see if they're popular. They'll extend the run.
I love that. Marcus Theaters always has cultural events like that to watch. I love that.
They do a lot of cool things. Greg Marcus and his team really do it right. This is pretty sweet. So check your local listings if you want to see when that's at the Ridge Cinema in New Berlin. It's 442 at WTMJ. We've been following the story since the beginning. It's MPD officers supposed to be in school. It's the law as part of the money that Milwaukee got. It's not happening. Bob Donovan knows a lot about MPS. The current assemblyman, former alderman, is with us up next.
It's like playing baseball in the house.
Mom, Dad broke the window.
Without the risk of...
Again.
That. Every Thursday at 8:40, play virtual baseball on Wisconsin's Morning News. Step up to the virtual plate and test your mettle against the best.
Swing and a drive to right.
It's virtual baseball, presented by Siding Unlimited. Only played here on WTMJ.
Hey, you know, I love my dogs. I love them better now that Michelle's home and she can help take them out sometimes and feed them once in a while. About time she got home. You know what? Enough about me, though. The dogs, they're better behaved, probably also because Michelle's home. But you know why else? Because Sit Means Sit dog training taught Michelle and me how to be better dog owners. We're just better at it. Because Sit Means Sit knows what they're doing. Best tools, best techniques. It's Sit Means Sit dog training. You too can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. A dog that listens and does what they're supposed to do. It's Sit Means Sit dog training. Do what we did. Start with a free consultation today. They've got multiple locations. They're the real deal. It's Sit Means Sit dog training.
September baseball is coming, and every Brewers game means even more this time of year. Get to American Family Field as the Crew takes on the Rockies September 6th through the 8th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
November 21st, 2021. The Waukesha Christmas Parade attack. A holiday celebration turned deadly. Darrell Brooks drove his SUV into the Waukesha crowd, targeting as many people as possible. Brooks injured dozens and killed 6, including an 8-year-old child. It never should have happened. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend, but he was released on just $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals like Darrell Brooks, making it easier for these criminals to terrorize our communities. Call Senator Baldwin, 608-264-5338. Urge her to support S3919, the Keep Violent Criminals Off Our Streets Act. Because violent criminals belong behind bars. Paid for by One Nation, www.onenationamerica.org.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Comfort Awnings. You've heard me talk about the wonderful new retractable awning the team at Comfort Awnings installed at my home. Now I can have all the cookouts and get-togethers in my backyard with some extra shade and relaxation for my guests. Comfort Awnings is a local family-owned company in Burlington that provides expert installation in southeast Wisconsin and northern Illinois. Now until the end of August, you can receive $200 off any awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com to learn more.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Personalized furniture the way you want it in just 35 days. Shop the Labor Day event in Norwalk Custom Furniture at any Ken Michaels Furniture stores. Showrooms in Greenfield and Brookfield.
Traffic and weather, let's get you where you need to at Debbie Loziga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Southbound on 43. Still dealing with this broken down vehicle at the Atkinson-Keefe area. The right lane blocked and big delays all the way back to Good Hope Road. We've also got an accident northbound on 41 right over Mayfair Road. The left lane is blocked with that one, and that's backing things up into the Zoo interchange. 894 westbound, still heavy from the Mitchell all the way to 68th Street. In that backup, we do have an accident off on the right shoulder just west of 27th Street. While you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight will be mostly clear, low of 64. Tomorrow, pick day, sunny, warm, the humidity lowers, high of 83. Sunday, breezy, a bit cooler, a high of 74. Monday, sunny and cool, a high of 73. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 75. Partly cloudy right now in Milwaukee, and it's 80 degrees.
So when Milwaukee got the right to raise their taxes about a year ago, one of the conditions was that they had to hire 25 student resource officers and put them into schools. And they're supposed to do it by January 1st, 2024. I'm pretty good at calendars, and I'm pretty sure that it's a little ways after January 1st. And there's still no indication when officers will be in schools. Now, Milwaukee took the money. They said, oh, yeah, we're going to raise taxes. We're going to go for this. Yes, we agree. And then they decided to just ignore the part about the police officers. One of the guys who was instrumental in crafting this deal in the state legislature was Bob Donovan. He is one of our assemblymen, and he is with us this afternoon. Bob, good afternoon. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks, John. Happy to be with you.
What is going on with this? I mean, this seems like a blatant disregard of the law.
Well, it would appear that way. I am certainly disappointed, but not surprised, sadly, because we're dealing with MPS.
Yeah,
and, you know, that's the problem. And I think it's simply indicative of further chaos and dysfunction at MPS on a variety of fronts. So that's one of the issues.
You said you're not surprised. With that said, should the legislation have been crafted with some teeth in it? There's no teeth in this. Nothing. What can be done now?
Well, in retrospect, you're probably right. It should have. You know, we entered these negotiations in good faith. We sat down over a period of months, back and forth. Tempers were raised on occasion, and we arrived at this agreement. And it, in my opinion, is incumbent upon the mayor now to put pressure on MPS to comply.
So we had the mayor in a few months ago, and he was saying that if there are SROs, it would likely be looking a little bit different than what it was before 2020 when they unanimously decided the school board to not have SROs anymore. They would stay outside before and after school and things pop off. Was that what you were imagining?
No, not at all. You know, my take on SROs is no different than the old-fashioned beat cop, the foot patrol officer. Instead of patrolling a neighborhood, they're patrolling a school. They get to know the students, and the students get to know them. And out of that, positive things can happen. Good police-community relations are developed. A wealth of information can be garnered from individuals who are concerned about their own safety, these students and teachers. And heaven forbid, also, if something were to go down of a real serious nature where a gun's involved, I think we would be very pleased to have a fully trained professional police officer armed in that school to address that kind of a situation. So I don't know what the mayor is talking about, but that was not the discussions that we had. SROs are in schools throughout the country, for Pete's sake. What is the problem with MPS? I don't know. But it is incumbent upon the local leaders in Milwaukee to start demanding more out of this school system because the status quo on a variety of fronts is not working.
Ooh, you know, that's such a good point because if there is, you know, a child that is, God forbid, hurt or killed in a lawsuit, that could be mentioned. That was law. That was written down in Act 12 in black and white. They didn't have it for my child to be protected. You know what I mean? So how do we fix that? Can we take away the sales tax or no? Or is that just, you know, just...
Well, you know, we're out of session now. I've had some discussions with the leadership in the assembly. They're concerned about it as well. It's certainly I intend on pursuing some kind of legislation that may attach some teeth to this Act 12. We've got to be able to insist that they comply with this agreement for the safety of our kids. And, you know, people are telling me they're beginning to wonder if what's going on in some of the schools within MPS, they don't want to have outside eyes, these officers looking in. Isn't that a sad state of affairs, if indeed that is the case? let's be upfront here. Let's comply with the state law and do the right thing and not drag your feet. Things that should have taken place, a year ago, that they're still sitting on their hands. I was told well over a year ago that by Police Chief Norman that they had officers ready to go into the schools then.
Bob Donovan with us on WTMJ. I don't understand the strategy because they are going to need to come back to you. MPS is going to come back to the legislature at some point, probably sooner rather than later, and say we have a shortfall or we need more funding or we need to adjust the formula or something. And aren't you going to remember that they broke their word and didn't follow the law in this example, in iteration, when they come back next time?
Well, certainly. I'm sure that's going to be the case. And, yeah, the state of Wisconsin provides MPS with a great deal of money. And perhaps we need to look at holding back on some of that. And perhaps we need to be scrutinizing Act 12 even closer. It's my understanding that they're falling way behind in the number of police officers that are supposed to be on the force or what they're supposed to be working towards, the number of in the 1700s. So, there are a number of issues here that I think need to be looked at a
Representative
little closer.
Donovan, one other thing is that the police chief, Jeffrey Norman, he sent out a letter talking about taking care of our youth and everything. And do you think he maybe left out the fact that SROs aren't in schools when it's supposed to be? And that maybe that could help?
Well, I reached out to the chief after reading his statement, and I totally agree. And I suggested, as I did to the mayor, that we perhaps get all the players together around the table. The mayor, the county executive, the sheriff, the police chief, the district attorney, the chief judge, the juvenile judges, and so on. And let's take a close look at the problems that we're having and what can be done, perhaps immediately, and then perhaps a little more long-term. But something has got to occur, and, it just seems that there's just a lot of buck passing, and that's about it.
Hey, and just to clarify, we're almost out of time. MPS was not at the table, really, when Act 12 was negotiated, but the mayor was, right? Wasn't it the mayor, the county executive? They made these promises, and now they're nowhere to be heard on this issue.
That is correct. MPS, to the best of my knowledge, was not at those meetings. The mayor and the county executive and their staff and associates were.
He is Bob Donovan, Assemblyman. Bob, always good to catch up with you. Thank you for your perspective.
Oh, you bet, guys. Have a good weekend. Have a good holiday.
You too.
Yep, you too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yep, you got it. 4:55 at WTMJ. All right, if you want to catch the content of the show, this is kind of a cool way to do it, and it's easy. If you text the word afternoon to 855-616-1620, text the word afternoon to 855-616-1620. Takes you to all of our podcast content. You get taken right to a landing page. It's easy. Earlier in the show, we talked to a woman who had the complete scoop on what happened at Arlington National Cemetery with Donald Trump. You can hear that. We had a top secret segment.
Yes.
Uh-huh. You want to know what it was about? You got to text the word afternoon to 855-616-1620.
We didn't want anyone in the building to know what it was.
No, we kept it a secret. 408. That's on the podcast at 408. It is 456 at WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
IndyCar returns to Milwaukee this weekend for the first time in 9 years. The two-race event is expected to have an estimated $25 million economic impact, according to the Milwaukee Mile. The Milwaukee Airport formally applies for federal funding that would allow it to build a new two-gate terminal at the site of the long-closed Concourse E. The estimated cost for the project is around $80 million. Duluth Trading Company is reigniting its retail store strategy with plans to target new stores opening in the second half of 2025. The Mount Horeb-based lifestyle brand says it has signed 2 letters of intent for new locations, but would not disclose where they would be. I'm Drew Dawson with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service and luxurious accommodations. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at its acclaimed restaurants and pamper yourself with a service from the Wells Spa and Salon. Experience the hotel's afternoon tea program or take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
When I finished law school, my grandpa was long retired from working in the Rapids paper mill.
Dan Krause, Army veteran and owner of Krause Estate Planning in Brookfield.
Grandma and Grandpa asked me to help them get their wills set up. This was my first experience helping people with estate planning. I loved it. I loved helping my grandparents with this. Now, 25 years later, essentially that's all we do. We help people with wills, trusts, and asset protection.
Shore up your estate plan with Krause Estate Planning in Brookfield.
Hey, John Mercure here from my friends at Dave Drakekamp Heating. I just talked to the big man today. Had lunch actually with Scott Drakekamp, talking about how now is really the time of year where I know it's hot out, but you need to start to think a little bit about winter. Think about your furnace, because you're going to want to get that checkup on the calendar. Make sure the guys at Dave Drakekamp can come out and get your furnace all ready to go for the winter. You got to get in touch with Drakekamp. They've been doing this for 40 plus years. The guy who comes to my house been doing it for a decade and a half, been coming to me for all those years as well. So whenever you're experiencing your next home comfort dilemma, you need new equipment, or you just want some routine maintenance, and by the way, I recommend you set that up. Get in touch with Dave Drakekamp Heating. They will take care of you big time. Got a question about your home comfort? Yeah, they're there for you. Your comfort is their family's tradition at Dave Drakekamp Heating. They've been doing it in our area, and they understand it for a very, very long time. Our climate can be all over the place. Work with a team that you can trust. Dave Drakekamp Heating. Check them out, davedrakekamp.com.
As the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When it comes to retirement planning, this couldn't be more true. Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist, here to remind you to take the time to plan. A 1-hour retirement planning consultation with our fiduciary advisors will help you get started on the path to your dream retirement. If you're close to or already in retirement and have $750,000 or more in investable assets, give our office a call today at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Our video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at AdventNose.com.
Today, the Brewers are in Cincinnati for a doubleheader against the Reds.
To short for one, on to first in time. A 1-4-6-3 double play turned by the Brewers.
Game 2 starts tonight at 5:05. This series is sponsored by Steinhoffel's Labor Day Sale on your home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, a framework under review by the city attorney's office.
I'm Julia Fellow. Suspending the murder trial of a 5-year-old boy.
I'm Debbie Lozigo. Westbound 894 is the only thing that has an accident on it right now, just west of 27th Street. Going to be slow to 68th anyway. Southbound 43, heavy from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive. Westbound 94, bit heavy from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard, and then again from Highway 16 all the way to Elmhurst Road. I'm Debbie Lozigo with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, less humid, a low of 60. Tomorrow, sunny and warm, a high of 83. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, as of this afternoon, still no timeline for when student resource officers will return to Milwaukee Public Schools as mandated by Act 12. Acting Superintendent Eduardo Galvan, speaking at last night's school board meeting, says a draft of a memorandum of understanding is under review by the city attorney's office.
MOU focuses exclusively on procedural matters such as responsibilities, selection process, supervision, reporting terms, and training.
Galvan says finances for supporting officers will be negotiated separately.
State Senator John Jagler, chair of the State of Wisconsin's Education Committee and one of the legislators that pushed for return of the SROs to MPS, says this.
The return of the officers, they knew it was coming. It was agreed upon by their mayor, by everybody. The governor signs it into law. January 1st, they were supposed to have 25 officers back in the schools. It never happened.
While he admitted that the legislation did not have any teeth for enforcement, there is one avenue for accountability.
The budget is going to be a big hammer. And when it comes to budget time, boy, how can my colleagues go along with some of the a good faith effort when we don't see a good faith effort on something that was, like I said, this wasn't like it was dropped on them. This was talked about for a long time.
MPS starts school, by the way, after Labor Day.
A murder trial involving the death of a 5-year-old boy from Milwaukee has been suspended. The court ruling 16-year-old Eric Mendoza must undergo a competency examination to stand trial in the death of Prince McCree. Mendoza's lawyer also removed the request for him to be tried in juvenile court. Mendoza faces 6 charges connected to McCree's death after the child's body was found in a dumpster on the city's north side last October.
After posting a public letter venting his frustrations with reckless youth behavior, Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman is now clarifying the police's position on rules of engagement. The chief spoke with TMJ4 News.
We have to have the basic articulation to ensure that we are on solid ground, to ensure that we're engaging, we're not in violation of anyone's constitutional rights, or that we're not, again, violation of our stop and frisk policy.
Chief Norman reiterated that the police's job is to enforce the law and they still need the community's support.
New details about cases of West Nile in Wisconsin. 3 cases have been reported in northeast counties. A man in his 50s died in Brown County. A man in his 70s died in Fond du Lac. Both became infected in July. A woman in her 80s from Outagamie County is hospitalized. Although rare deaths do historically occur in the state, 2 people in Wisconsin did die from the virus in 2023. That's a wrap for Wisconsin's afternoon news. It is 5:03. Brewers baseball up next. Brewers win the day part of the doubleheader. 5-4. They go for the sweep today. Coming up next, right here on WTMJ.
Service and savings. It's Woodman's.
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint.
I'm